The holidays are an interesting part of the year, and they're an interesting part of life. The holidays in America that I'm referencing are the end of December, which is pretty much celebrated Christmas, Hanukkah, different things for a lot of Americans. Some have religious beliefs, but really it's just a social, social celebration of different things. And some of the holidays have some good origins, some good things to celebrate. Good to see you, Journey. However, the holidays are also part of marking the end of a year. Okay. Why do we track time? Why do we have a calendar? Why do we have a clock to track the span of life? Okay. I often tell you guys, what's the difference between someone with diabetes and someone not? The person who measures the sugar that they put in their food. Now, again, take that and I understand there's people with different health problems that doesn't have to do with, their measurement of food, but there's a lot to be said for measuring things, for looking at things, evaluating, and putting thought into things, okay? And so the end of the year, we're tracking time, we're celebrating holidays, and we're getting ready to start a new year. So there's this mindset. This is what I'm talking about tonight. There's a mindset here at the end of the year. Well, I'm pretty much going to just finish the year crappy or finish the year indulging, and the new year, I will start new things. Good to see you, Dana Mission. The new year, I will start new things. I'll start a new mindset. And what I'm here to tell you, I'm going to do a series on this next couple of weeks. If you are one of the people, or at some point in life you find yourself one of the people that say, I'm going to get my life together after the holidays, you are never going to do anything with your life. And I hope you do. That's not a negative connotation, but I want you to be sober-minded when I say what I'm about to say. It's the people that start to get their life before the holidays that start to restructure their life and to have a different mindset. If you're fat and if you want to lose weight and you say, I'm going to eat crappy all the holidays because I want my sugary cookies, I want my pasta bazool, you're not going to get in shape. You're going to come like a bat out of hell. You're going to come like some big chick with some nasty 5X yoga pants into Planet Fitness, hot as hell. You're going to come on the first week of January. You're going to be bringing salads to work. Okay, you're going to be doing leg squats right after. You're going to be like a bat out of hell. And then come the end of February, come March, you ain't going to the gym no more. You ain't bringing salads to work. Get the black garbage bag for your bikini. As it starts before. That's what food. What are we talking about tonight? We're talking about the number one cause of stress. The number one thing that will destroy your life, relationships. So, why do a lot of people go to certain events during the holidays? To be social. Why do people go in the middle of the desert to see some guy who's been divorced several times that lives out of his van and capitalizes off of other people coming to his event? Not because they want to learn about mail forwarding, it's because they're lonely and they want someone to accept them in a social setting. Don't be fooled, guys. The RTR is a social gathering. That's it. Okay. That's all it is. And so we go to events for a social aspect of life, and that's understandable. We're human. Humans have a need to connect socially. Now, there's some psychopaths that have totally disconnected, and I understand that, but I don't think that's totally healthy. I think you have to find a balance. However, when it comes to relationships, if you know that the only reason you're dating someone is because they look good in a pair of pants, and I just saw some girls in Starbucks, oh man. But I said to myself, Sam, other than lust, do I want a relationship? No, I don't. If you're in a relationship now where there's manipulation, should you get into, should you stay in that relationship till after the holidays? What's manipulation? When you're trying to persuade someone. You're trying to persuade someone without them being aware of it. You're playing a game. You're playing a game. It's a lose-lose. Why do you play the game? Maybe because you have lust towards that person. Maybe it's because you have a need for a social connection. But some of the loneliest people are in relationships. That's true. That's true. But a relationship is the ultimate power struggle. A relationship is an ultimate power struggle. And it doesn't end until someone wins. Have I ever seen good, healthy, long-term relationships? I've seen people that have respected one another and been in good relationships, but guys, they're exhausting. So what's the message tonight? The message is, look, ask yourself who you are. What do you want out of life? Does that include a relationship? And does it include the relationship you're in? Seriously. And you don't have to put breakup just as far as like a romantic relationship. It's not just romantic. It's any relationship. Why are certain people in your life? I thought about that today. I was very excited today. I had a positive day. And I was excited around some people and they weren't excited. Now I'm sure they got their own burdens in life, so I don't judge them. But I realized that how special it is that your energy and your encouragement and your inspiration, you have to really protect it. Because just being excited around other people that aren't excited can totally destroy you. It can totally make you want to succumb to their negative energy. So you say, I don't want to be too positive because like they feel like I'm rubbing it in their face. And then you just say, I don't even want to play that game. I don't want to play that game. It's a game. It's a power struggle. Will you dumb yourself down to your audience? Will you lower your energy to your audience? There's an etiquette. Sometimes you have to. I see some people they don't understand etiquette. They think they can park their RV in Publix 24/7, 365, and they think they own it. They don't understand, and then they get upset when they don't understand how you got to tone yourself down. That's not you expressing yourself. That's not your property. Your energy is your property. Now, that doesn't mean, though, you can go in the middle of a public arena and start screaming, I'm inspired. I do my live feeds. What do? I go in a private section of the parking lot. I don't scream in front of other people. But I come, go, live, upload how I want. Because I'm not in a power struggle. I'm not struggling with someone else that, oh, Sam, it's 6 o'clock. You got to come home for dinner. Or what are you picking up for dinner? I don't want to do that. I don't want to know what you want for dinner either. Okay. Why? Too much work. Too much work. Some people want that. If you want that, then, that's up to you. I'm talking to people out there right now that, look, you have to decide, you're going to be lonely, all right? But are you willing to deal with some loneliness and being single? If you are, you better break up before the holidays. Because if not, you're never going to get your life together. If you're not willing to feel a little bit alone during the holidays, I don't really feel alone at all anymore, but if you're not willing to not go to events during the holidays, you're never going to have a mindset of living your own life on your terms. Okay. So get the ugly sweater out, guys. Why? Because you're in a dog and pony show. Okay. This message isn't for everyone, but I want to say, in my opinion, it's my opinion, that being single is a gift, man. Oh, it's a gift. It's a gift of independence. It's a gift of living life on your terms. Every relationship is a weight. It's a heavy weight on your soul, in my opinion. And I think when you're young, I'm very thankful for the relationships I was in, very thankful. And I think there's a time to experience love and romance and passion. But I think it's very much overrated as you get older, very much. I don't want to take you on a cruise. I don't want to go dancing with you. I don't want to go out to eat with you. Now, is that popular to say? No, that's why I got 25% of people only watch me are women. 75% are men. But I just think I want to instill, and then we'll go to live comments. I just want to instill whatever you want to do in life, it has to start before the holidays, not after. If, you want something different, if you want to get out of something, if you're happy, if you're fulfilled, if you're pushing towards your goal, don't get out of anything. You're on the right path. That's true. All relationships are work. And I remember a girl told me, and she was 100% right. She said, Sam, you like the idea of a relationship. You don't like the reality of it. The reality of all relationships, even people you are similar, you have a similar culture, you have a similar mindset, you have similar goals, it's work. And there's plenty of people who don't want to go to work, but they want a relationship. Because they want a relationship, not because they want to do the work, it's because they want the fun part. They want we're going to go on a cruise together, we're going to go dancing, we're going to go out to eat. But when you go out to eat, you got to decide, it's two people have to decide where you want to go eat. I don't know, in my opinion, but people are social by nature. That's why they go to events. That's why they go to events, because they're social. When I was young, we used to go to concerts. I used to go because I was young and there's just time for everything, but I really didn't like them. Because I went to them, I'm thankful for them. And again, there's a time for that, but as I get older, I said, I really don't like this. I don't like to be around a lot of people. It's too much work to get to the concert, to get out. It's just a big burden. Now, some of my friends, they loved it. And again, it was great. It was a positive, not negative thing. But I'm explaining to you, like, as you get older, you start to look at life through your lens of how you are developing as a person. And you develop different than other people. So that's the other bad part to me about a relationship, is that you are never developing in the same way at the same time consistently, even if you're similar. And it goes back to Homeboy's point. It's a lot of work. And I've seen it totally destroy people. I know people that get out of a marriage, whether it's through divorce or whatever, and they're single for a little bit and they're right back in a relationship. However, that's not a bad thing, because I think some people should, if it fits their personality, be in a relationship. But I'm just trying to tell you guys, be cautious, man. Just be cautious. That's it, man. Because, as I live more life and I see more life, I do see that as the biggest thing that destroys people's life is a relationship. And it holds them back from doing things they want to do, especially as they get older. And, that's it. Again, but I'll just end this. We'll go all off comments. This is me expressing my view. Okay. My life, my opinion. Does not mean that this applies to everyone throughout the entire universe. That's not what it means. But I have to share my truth, and I think, man, look, if you're not happy now, get the hell out. Because if you wait till after the holidays, your whole life is going to be a procrastination. That's true. All right, guys, let me take a hydration break. Click that thumbs up button. Leave a comment. We'll talk about life. If you want to talk about car living, breaking up, or anything else, let me know. Nice breeze today, man. Another hot, beautiful day in South Florida. It's true. Very thankful for that. You couldn't come to Florida if you were in a relationship and the person you were dating had all their family members up north. No way. I know a lot of people that can't go to Florida because of that reason. Their significant other doesn't want to leave their family. And, look, man, it's a disaster. But let's stay positive. Let me read some of these comments, guys. Journey with Joy, man, I appreciate you. I'm very proud of you. Shout out to Tennessee, man. Nomadic Fanatics doing a lot of videos from Tennessee, man. And all I could tell you is, I don't know if you saw where there's two drunk, out-of-shape women going on a bus trip. And they were funny. I give them credit. Those comedians were funny. But I said, man, talk about dirt poor Tennessee, man. There was nothing to see, man. And I said, Journey with Jordan, I don't know how you can grow up in Naples, Florida, one of the most beautiful parts of Florida, even though I'm not a big fan of Southwest. One of the most beautiful parts of Florida. And then you go to Tennessee. Now, I think you went there because of your family. But what I could tell you, man, is I don't know how you do it. Because just looking at Tennessee on that video, I said, this is a dump, man. It's just a dump. I'm sorry to say, Nashville too, dump. It's a dump. And I don't know how you don't want to go back to Naples, man. Journey, why don't you go back to Naples, man? You could definitely get a job there and DoorDash there. Talk to me, man. Dana, hello from North Carolina. Love and respect. Dana, I hope you're still in here. Did you ever go on your journey to the mountains? You said you hate it hot. You like it cold. Well, I think now you got what you asked for. I think now it's cold in North Carolina, right? Especially in the mountains. Are you happy? I'm curious. Free to be. If you love them, let them go free. I agree, guys. But there's no such thing as complete freedom in a relationship. And that's why I believe Paul the Apostle said, stay free, stay single. That's why I do. Because there's no way you're going to be free in a relationship. It's impossible. It's a sacrifice of independence, It's a dividing of your time, a dividing of your money, a dividing of everything. I don't like division. I like adding happiness. So, for me, as I get older, again, I want to be thankful for the experiences I had when I'm younger. But I'm thankful I never had kids. I'm thankful the Lord spared me. I can't take full credit. But I see so much value in being single that there's some downside. Just like I tell you guys with Florida. I mean, I see so much value in Florida. There's some downside. I share with you guys that. And I say to myself, Sam, man, I wish I could share this message with all the people that maybe felt they were ugly, or, they didn't find their love of their life, and, it's causing them a lot of stress, or they got a divorce and they really suffer. Singleness is a blessing. There's pain a little bit involved, especially when you're separating from something, when you're going through withdrawal. But to be free of a burden of a relationship, to me, like, even God forbid, and I say this sensitive because I know there's a lot of pain, like, if your significant other, let's say I know a couple people, like, their spouse died. Their husband or their wife died, and that's painful. I could respect that. But if they died, guys, don't get caught up in another relationship. And you can only play with fire so much. It's like you can date or you can mess around, but eventually it just leads to commitment. Now, I have to pause myself because, like, I do different things with my life that may have high risk of failure. So, dating is a high risk of failure. Relationships are high risk of failure. So, again, I can't bully my view on you because I do certain things that are maybe against the odds. But I'm just sharing my passion. This is what I'm sharing. It's like, I have a passion for being single because I see a lot of benefit in it. Don't say it's for everyone, but I want to tell you guys that utilize, if you are in a place in your life where you don't have to deal with the entanglements of not just the relationships with your significant other, but with their extended family. Because when you're with someone else, you're with their family. And you're fixing their house and you're talking to them. And I just think it's overrated. I really do. That's my opinion. Chosen by God says, anytime I'm stressed, I take a hydration break. Well, that's smart. And tell myself, good job. That's also smart. Positive affirmation. Good job. Let's take a hydration break and good job. I agree. Free to be. Chocolate and cheese before MLK birthday. I'm not mad at that. I hear you. Dana, I work on myself every day. That's positive. I have to try to keep up. I fall. We all do. We all fail. But I keep trying. That's wisdom. I agree with this. I like being single. Praise the Lord, says the choir. So much less stress for me. Praise the Lord. I think you're hitting the nail on the head. I love watching you. Why? I appreciate having you. I totally agree with your comment. Homeboy, relationships take work. You nailed it. Good job. Johnny, after many miserable relationships, I'm sorry to hear that, but I can understand what you're saying. I finally accepted that I'm much happier being single. Another great comment tonight. The only downside is the dread of the holidays. That's okay. When family members shame me and for endless. I think you got too many family members then. Why would you ever want to be with someone who shames you? Now, I understand. I'm saying that a little bit in jest. I don't want you to cut off people because I tell you. But you think about that. What is shame? Shame is a tool of manipulation. What is guilt trip? A guilt trip is a tool of manipulation. And misery loves company. I thought about that today, because I was being excited around a couple people. And I understand when you're going through pain, you don't want to hear someone else happy. I can understand that. So I am sensitive to that at times. But I said to myself today, man, why would I want to be around someone that, when I'm happy, like, even if they're in a bad, they just can't be happy for me. And I said, man, it's a negative thing on your soul, man. And it's like when people shame you or guilt trip you or whatever, like, because there's going to be a lot of people that tell you don't want to be alone for the holidays. I tell you, you do. I think you're going to be happier, in my opinion. Not everybody. So I agree. Homeboy, a lot of my best times are unplanned. Yeah. And you're not going to have unplanned times with other people because you got to plan things. Big Easy. Hey, all got here late. Peace and love. Thank you, Big Easy. Good to see you. Journey. I got broken up with a week before Christmas. Congratulations. Last year by a nurse. Well, congratulations, because they're psychopaths. Christmas last year by a nurse. In hindsight, it was a total disaster from the beginning. That's okay. You learn your lesson. Praise the Lord. Damn it, Journey with Jordan. Praise the Lord for being single. I hope she's not the reason you went to Tennessee, especially during the holidays. Journey with Jordan, you nailed it. So, brother, come back to Naples, man, because you figured out life. Well, now you're getting a new job, so I don't want you to leave your job yet. But all I can tell you, Journey with Jordan, is I think that this year has brought you a lot of healing. I think you have built yourself up. You know, last year you're probably in a lot of pain, and I can relate. But again, like I always tell you, you're a very smart man, and you're a positive person. And so I think that, you know, you're going to continue to build yourself up, man, live a great life. Gerald, what's up, man? I'm not dating anymore. Congratulations. I'm not lonely. Me neither. Relationships are way overrated. Gerald, thumbs up to you, man. I agree. They're overrated. At least nowadays, I'm in agreement. Man and woman used to work as a team. Yes, because they had to survive. That's true. Well, I'm not sure what you should call it, but it's not working. Gerald, I think you found happiness, brother, and I tell you to keep enjoying yourself. Illinois, prayer to you, brother. Homeboy. Saw it. NF. Funny. Oh, yeah, no back for that. Yeah, man. Look, teach their own, man. No disrespect if you live in Tennessee. But I don't know how, you know, like you could watch a video, like a video I do of Florida, and then watch a video of Tennessee and say, man, I'd rather be in Tennessee. I don't know. But what do I always say? This is just me expressing my opinion. And if you don't like Florida, more Florida for me. And believe me, I don't like Tennessee. So more Tennessee for you. Dana. I am on my way soon, Sam. Okay. She's talking about moving to the mountains. Looking forward to the mountains and much cooler temps. Well, you're going to get them. More mountains for you, because I don't want the mountains. So you're going to have a lot all to yourself. I love you. Oh boy, amen. Praise the Lord. Big easy. I'm single and retired. Well, here's another thing to being single, guys. You can let yourself go. Now, I'm not going to recommend totally letting yourself go, which I did. I mean, I was able to get myself back in decent shape. And I need to shed some pounds now. But, you know, like, that's the other good part. Like, you know, when you're with someone, I mean, you know, especially, you know, if you're not married. And when you're married, a lot of people let themselves go. But, you know, I mean, you have to, like, you know, your body is shared with them. And your looks. And you know, it's just like, you know, you have to impress someone else. It's just a whole thing. It's work. Oh, nah, man. I rather, like George Costanza said, I want to just walk around wearing velvet. I just want to do what I want to do. I agree. Big Easy says, he's single, retired. I don't want to have another relationship. Praise the Lord. My wife died 7 years ago. Sorry to hear that, brother. Now the rest of my life is for me and the Lord. I totally agree. See, me, I had a dog for 10 years, and I felt like she was my wife as far as, like, you know, I really loved her, and she was a great blessing in my life. And again, that's why I do agree that there's certain seasons of life. But, like, once she passed away, I felt like the same way Big Easy feels. Like, I don't want to get another dog. I don't want to be in another relationship. I'm done, man. I'm done taking care of other people. It's a blessing in something, but I want to just, the rest of my life is by myself and the Lord. And I agree with that. Chosen by God. But I respect your choice, and that just means more women for you. Chosen by God. That's right, man. And believe me, if you're in church, you know, like I know, a lot of freaks there, man. So you're going to make a killing this year. Chosen by God. Just trying to be funny. No, it's good. I agree with you. So don't block me. I'm not going to block you. That was a positive comment, in my opinion. In advance, if you're offended. Well, I appreciate you saying that. But no, I got no problem with that. I thought that was a great comment, man. Good job. Chosen by God. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Gerald. We all love you, Sammy. Well, I love my positive people too, guys. I do. I know drama sells. I know it's a little bit more, like I watched some psychopath the other night, man, just going on a rant and rave about like drama. And it was getting a lot of views, man, a lot of attention. You know, drama sells, but I don't want to be that. Now, look, if there's a issue that I want to address that's dramatic or that's like about, I'll address it. But I don't want to live a consistent life of drama. And that's the other reason I don't want relationships. You know what I mean? I want to do me, and I don't want to force my view on other people, but I don't want people trying to change my view. I am who I am. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm not preaching hurting anyone. And so, like, if you can vibe with that, if you can vibe with the fact that I love Florida and I hate everywhere else, then me and you are cool. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt your state, but I don't want to visit your state. If you can agree, if you can say, yeah, I can respect that. It's like my man Chosen by God said, you know what? More for me. That's the attitude you should have. Like every time I say something that you say, oh, I don't like, you know, I don't agree with them, you should say, well, that's great. That means that more for me. You know what I mean? So I don't like Tennessee. That means more for you. Okay. So I agree. Good job. Thanks for your comment, Gerald. Journey with Jordan. Oh, let's see why he did not want to come back to Maple. I'm very curious. Journey with Jordan grew up in Naples, Florida, one of the best places in Southwest Florida. And for some reason, I think his family, he went and he moved to Tennessee. Now he's going to tell me why he's not going to come back. I'm very interested in this. Let's see what he got to say. Journey with Jordan. The main thing I miss about Naples are the palm trees. Damn right. But those summers are just too much to handle. Well, that's true, but you can take a vacation in the summer. especially in the car. That's true. You take a vacation though. I don't know how I get any sleep now. You wouldn't. You'd have to take a vacation or rent an apartment for that time, or travel or something. Gerald, 199 super chat. Well, brother, praise the Lord to you. I appreciate you sharing your journey tonight, man. You're a positive person, always been positive towards me, man. And I appreciate the tip. I appreciate the love. Right back at you, man. You stay positive. You keep living your life for you. Stay on a positive note, man. And thank you, brother, for your love and support, man. Appreciate you. But Journey with Jordan, now you're right. Look, living in Florida, especially if you don't have a house or an RV with air conditioning, is a legit concern. Okay, that's the negative. Now, if you have air conditioning, to me, it's no concern because you're good. So, how do you alleviate the hot summers? You can either rent an apartment for those months, or you can get an RV, or if you had a minivan or something, you could put an air conditioning in there and just go to a campground and run an extension cord. This summer, I got to think about that because I don't want to suffer like I did last summer. Now, I'll probably travel, a couple weeks or so if I still have the option to see my mother, probably at the end of in August or September. But I don't know. I mean, that's a legit thing. But I mean, Tennessee's got to get hot in the summer too. So but like I said, you gotta be able to get a job where you live. That's number one. But if you have the option, man, I don't know, man. Seeing Tennessee, not for me, man. Illinois, what's up, brother? Praying for you. I said a prayer for you today. Thinking about your surgery this new year, man. I said a prayer for you, and I'm pulling for you. Greetings from the spotlight in the Northland. Well, brother, shout out to Canada. Shout out to Chicago. But I love you, brother. You keep your mind at ease as best you can. I know you're probably worrying a lot, but I'm pulling for you. Again, you're another positive person, and I want the best for you, brother. So you stay positive, man. Love to you. Intermission, what's up, man? What do you do for fun in Florida? Great question. I have a friend that asks me that all the time. I go for a walk on the beach. I fully submerge my big ass in the beach, meaning that, like today after work, I fully submerged in the Atlantic Ocean. It was about 85 degrees Fahrenheit in South Florida, and the ocean temperature was gorgeous. I don't know, it was like 60 or so degrees, very refreshing. So I walk by the beach. I fully submerge in the Atlantic Ocean. I explore the coastal areas of Florida. I listen to music. I go for a walk. I get something to eat. I'll look a little bit at my computer, and then I'll just kind of repeat. I'll go back by the ocean. I'll go for a walk. I usually only fully submerge in the ocean once a day, but it's that beach life. The beach life. That's what I do for fun. I hang around the beach. I go for a walk, listen to music. I do a video. I enjoy doing videos, part of my creativity. So just that day in, day out vibe, and that's why I reposition my life in this area, because that's my hobby at this point in my life. So that's true. Good question. What do you do for fun, man? I don't know what you would do for fun if you lived in Tennessee. You'd go to that old drunk lady thing that Nomadic Fanatic went to, man. That didn't look like, even though those ladies were funny, I give them credit. It didn't look like, excuse me, I just putting on some Vaseline. It didn't look like be my thing. Gerald, thank you again, brother, for your kindness, man. Love to you. You stay positive. Appreciate you. Intermission. Wow, Lila. Oh, Lila, I missed your comment. What'd you say? I'm sorry, Lila. I missed it. Lila says, sometimes people steal father's closet in Graceville, Florida, and psychopath. Well, Lila, that's true. I think that's in the Northwest Panhandle section. I'm not sure. But look, the Panhandle is a disaster. Let's be honest. Ocala, Florida, disaster. Now, if you like the Panhandle and if you like Ocala, Florida, don't be mad at me. Just remember, that's more Ocala, Florida for you, more Panhandle for you. But for me, I don't like those sections of Florida. There's abundant of psychopaths. Look, there's psychopaths everywhere. I told you guys that psychopaths have the home court advantage here on Earth. However, we could still win the championship, okay? But you got to position yourself so you can get the rebound. And you're not going to get a rebound in the Panhandle or Ocala, Florida. You're basically going to get fouled because it's a violation over there. So get the hell out of Dodge. I love you, Lila. Mel, shout out to Australia. Hello, all. I hope you are well. Well, just finished my personal trainer session. I'm not mad at that. Feeling good now. Self-care is number one priority. Good job, Mel. Stay single, Mel. Stay single. Now, I know for a lot of my women, even, my mother, there's a level of romance that's in the mind. And if that's your dream, I want you to go after it. But sometimes that dream can just be fulfilled by watching a Hallmark movie, by watching a romantic comedy. Think about that. Think about, do you really want to be in a relationship? Would watching a romantic comedy and eating chocolate and cheese and maybe even using a vibrator, would that satisfy you more than a relationship? I think it would. And I think then you could just go on with your life and have full independence. And because Mel, if you were in a relationship right now, you got a plan to, maybe do van living or something like that, you couldn't just make that type of decision. You would have to deal with someone else's drama, and vice versa. So again, if it's your dream to be in a relationship, I want you guys to go after it. I want you guys to go after whatever you love. However, if you're single, use this time in your life to enjoy your life, man, because it's a blessing. It is. Intermission. Out of here, built like a talabi. I don't know what that means. That's great, though. Beach life is amazing. Oh, it is. That's true. Jane with Jordan laughing. Sam, well, I hope I have a home base near Dave Ramsey. Do you want that? HQ, very nice suburb of Nashville. Well, I'm happy if you like that. That area is very nice. Okay. Least destitute place in Tennessee. Well, I did hear Dave Ramsey said that he lives in the most expensive county in Tennessee. He was very proud of that. He's a capitalist, guys. You don't want you parking in his parking lot. And I'm not mad at him. I'm a capitalist too. But if you want to buy a home base there and that inspires you, then that's what I want for you. Because I want everyone to go after what they want. So just remember, whatever goal you have in life, you have to break it down to small steps. And part of that goal is, obviously, it's going to have to be securing an income if you want to have a home base and you're on that path. Okay, you're doing DoorDash more consistent. Today was payday on DoorDash. Now, DoorDash, you can sign up for instant pay. But when you do instant pay, I think they take out a percentage, meaning that you can get paid as soon as you do the delivery and you end the dash. However, if you don't do that and you get paid weekly, the direct deposit gets put in your account every Tuesday morning. So if you're doing that as a side hustle, but you have to get into a main career, and it sounds like with that dentist office or IT job, you're going to get into a main career. After you work for a period of time and you want to buy a property, that's a great goal. Just remember this, guys. Just remember this. Owning property is like being in a relationship. I'm serious now. I owned a property for 15 years, and it was like being in a relationship. It has its blessings, right? It has its days where you cuddle up and you watch Netflix and there's a lot of love. And then it has its days where it's a bitch, okay? High maintenance bitch. Now, I'm not saying that towards female. I'm just saying a mindset. Because guys can be bitches too, okay? But that's the give and take. And now renting isn't all glory either. Like my mom is renting a winter place. And I did a poll today what the average rental is in America. I'm going to do a video about it tomorrow. But my mom's paying rent, and then she's also paying utilities. Now, the utility bill in New Jersey in the winter with electric baseboard heat was about $200. Okay. And she looked at the bill, and she only used $90 worth of power usage, but the other $100 and some odd dollars were surcharges from the electrical company. Meaning that, electric companies, they can add on to your usage based on certain surcharges or taxes, and it just never stops. So in one sense, I kind of do like the idea of a home base. But then I remind myself that, Sam, once you're tied into the grid, they got you by the balls. Because it's like, they're always going to nickel and dime you, man. It's just the way it is. With the 1,000 trails and with campgrounds, you never have to pay for electric. Now, you are paying, though. So you always have to cost average it out. And if you're constantly moving from campground to campground, it's not necessarily cheaper than the average rent or average mortgage. So that's a fair point too. And so there's nothing in life that's totally free. I'm living as cheap as you can live. In the vehicle that you have, don't buy a new vehicle. The vehicle that you have, get the 1,000 Trails camping pass, be a tent camper, do some free boondocking. Food will be your biggest cost. Now, I spend probably more than an average person on food. Probably about $30 to $50 a day. That's anywhere from $900 to $1,500 a month. So now I'm overeating a little bit, and I'm eating kind of what I want. But I could cut that back, not too much, because I think you're going to at least have to spend $10 to $20 a day in food. And that's anywhere, if there's 30 days in a month, that's anywhere from $300 to $600 per month. And you haven't paid for car insurance, health insurance, anything else. And you haven't saved for retirement, and something always comes up. Your window cracks, your phone cracks, something happens, okay? You need something from Walmart. So, it's all those things you got to consider. Rob, what's up, man? Hey, bro, on here early. Yeah, I've been doing live feeds earlier. Why? Because I have more energy. At night, if I do them after 8 p.m. and if I'm doing DoorDash or something, after working all day and then maybe doing DoorDash and I'm too tired. I don't have the mental capacity and the physical energy to exert into YouTube. And you get out of something what you put into it. So obviously 2.5 years, I tried to gradually over time build my YouTube account. So, I don't want to come here at the end of the night and just give you guys the last bit of energy I have, because it makes for a bad video, at least in my opinion. And so I enjoy it more too when I have more energy. So I'm finding that in this season of my life, I'm better with sticking with going live somewhere between 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the U.S., because that's like after work, I had dinner, and I still have enough energy to give to you guys and to read the comments and to do things in a calm enough manner where I don't have to black out on a psychopath. And two, look, the freaks come out at night, and it's the same thing with YouTube. When you go live at night, that's when all the freaks come out. That's when all the trolls, because they're just waking up and they got a bunch of energy. You're at the end of your energy because you've been working all day. They're just waking up. They got all their energy. They got all their fake accounts. They got several different screens up, and they're looking to cause havoc because that's their job. And so now you're fighting against the tide, right? Life is about positioning yourself well so that you can kind of go with the tide, but you still have to paddle your own boat. You don't want to always be going against the tide because you're going to burn out all your energy and you're not going to go where you want to go. So in life, you kind of have to learn to ride the wave and to pedal in the direction you want to go. So that all plays a part to what time you go live. And he goes, he's asking me a question now. How do a person even begin to make a big move to Florida? Small steps. The first step is taking a vacation to Florida, visiting several different locations, because Florida is a big state and there's different cultures. If you go to Ocala, Florida, or if you go to Boca Raton, there's two different worlds. So you have to take vacations here. That's what I did. I'm practicing what I preach. Then if you take vacations here several times throughout different times of the year, and you decide, you know what, I do want to move to Florida, then your next step is to get a job, either transferring with your company or starting with a new company in Florida. Then once you secure a job, then you start the migration plan. But those are your steps. And I have a playlist called Moving to Florida. It breaks down everything in steps of various videos. But that's how I did it. So are there other ways to do it? Sure. But I'm just sharing with you what I did. I practice what I preach. I'm not saying my way is for every way. But in my opinion, that will give you the best odds to do it the best way. Everything else is a fantasy. Everything else is going to be a little bit harder in my opinion. Best of luck to you. Intermission. Let's take a hydration break, guys. Click that thumbs up button. Guys, if you haven't, Gerald, thank you again. Intermission. I am more of a computer dude. Laptop and some Wi-Fi, got a party. Me too. Look, I like the internet, but everything in life has balance. You can become mentally unhealthy if you have too much screen time. And I evaluated Facebook and Instagram. It was becoming too mentally unhealthy and there's no reward. Everything in life you have to evaluate risk and reward. And same thing with a relationship. To me, there's no upside in a relationship because I don't want kids. I don't want a family. I don't want to wear an ugly sweater at Christmas. I don't want to go to family functions. And I'd rather just get sex whenever I want by masturbating. So I look at all my options like there's no upside for a relationship for me. It's just work and no upside. So you have to look at social media the same way. They're not paying you to be on Facebook. They're not paying you to be on Instagram. So other than stalking people that don't like you, why are you on Facebook or Instagram? Now, YouTube, at least you can learn things. I think YouTube is the most mentally healthy thing out of all the other social platforms because you can watch tutorials, you can watch documentaries, you can actually get something, and you can watch entertainment. And certainly if you're a creator, you can get some type of financial aspect if you put some work into it. However, you do sacrifice your privacy, and that is the reason you're rewarded because you're taking a risk. Because believe me, there's a lot of things that I do on YouTube. I expose myself publicly. There's people that look to harm you for that. So everything has a risk-reward ratio. But I think that the internet is a blessing. I think technology is a blessing, but I think you have to control it and you have to balance it. It's part of everything in life, just like a balanced diet. Like you can't just eat Cheetos. You can't just eat fried chicken, and you can't just stay all day on the computer. It's just not healthy. But, in moderation and based on who you are, you can balance it out and enjoy it. Jay Bird, shout out to my fellow Floridian. He goes, when I was in school, I had a Native American teacher. Native American roots are deep here in Florida. You'll see a lot of history of the Native Americans, the indigenous people that the Europeans basically took over their land. That's the history of America, is that, Native Americans originally inhabited the land. Europeans and the Spaniards came over and basically took the land from them. However, the Native Americans had their issues too. There was still tribalism and human sacrifices. So every culture has had bad elements of the culture. But you do see, I'm saying that to say, if you come to Florida and you spend time here, you're going to see a lot of historical landmarks throughout the state that you can see a legacy of Native American tradition or history aspects of it. Let's read his comment. He goes, he had a Native American teacher. He told me about the tradition he followed, submerging in the ocean at least once every month. Well, I do it every day, so I'm good. To connect with Mother Nature. Jaybird, I guess I'm partly Native American. Because what I can tell you is I agree with that philosophy. And I go swimming. I'm like Elizabeth Warren. I'm Pocahontas, guys. So I didn't know that. And what I can tell you is, guys, I think there's value in that. Like, think about that growing up in New Jersey. Like, can you fully submerge in Atlantic Ocean in the winter? No, they call it the polar bear plunge. Like, every January, there's a bunch of psychopaths that go to Dunkin' Donuts. They get all high on sugary donuts and watered down coffee. They raise money for some charity that charity always exists and no one ever gets helped. And then what they do is they take their Dunkin' Donut coffee high and they go plunge in the dirty ass Atlantic Ocean up in the northern states. And they call it the polar bear plunge. What do I call it? A psychopath playground. And I did a video about it early on in my YouTube career. And what I could tell you guys, if you're in a state, okay, now I knew some good friends that did the polar bear plunge, so don't take offense. Because remember, if I don't like the polar bear plunge, it just means more for you. So I want to give you guys a big red flag alert. Like you get on your phone, you get an amber alert, God forbid, when someone gets abducted. In Florida, they got the gray alert. When a senior citizen just goes like dementia and they start driving by themselves. So what I'm going to give you guys is a location alert. When you're in a state that has a polar bear plunge, you're in the wrong state. Okay, it's a something alert. It's a psychopath alert. So guys, don't be in a state that has polar bear plunge. Total disaster. Isaac, he says that. Jay Bird, wow, thanks for sharing that. I thought that was a great comment. Good job. Good to see you, Isaac. Jay Bird, good for the soul. I agree. I think that's an excellent comment. Jay Bird says, thank you, Isaac. Journey. Yes, Williamson County is in the top 10 richest counties in the U.S. Well, I spend my time mostly around middle class or upper class areas because I just find it's a better environment. However, when you do get to a certain level of high-end society, it could be a little bit snooty. So, that's what you just have to, sometimes I don't like that vibe. But look, yeah, I mean, do you want to be in a nice area? But here's the downside, because I've owned property. When you're in a nicer area, yes, you have a nicer environment, but if you're going to own property, that means you got higher property taxes. Like right now, I could park on Palm Beach right outside of Mar-a-Lago, okay? And do I have to pay property taxes? No, there's public parking. However, when you own property next to Mar-a-Lago, your property tax is going up the roof. Like right now, I was looking at one area when I was looking to buy a home base in Florida right on the beach. And there was a news article that they are thinking of increasing the property tax to pay for the restoration of the shoreline. Because over time, the beach erodes just through natural, cycles of nature. And so you have to artificially, put sand there and put things in place so you have a restored beach. And so how do you pay for that? Property taxes. And so, if you move in that county with Dave Ramsey, what are they going to do? Those property taxes could be off the roof. Now, Dave Ramsey don't care because for him, it's another tax write-off. And, he's got enough disposable income that he can afford it. But if you're 70% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, you don't have that disposable income to deal with property taxes going up. And even if you're getting ahead a little bit, you don't want to put that extra money into something you're not seeing. So just be conscious. That's part of the marriage of property. When you get married, it's just not the honeymoon. It's also the ugly sweater. When you buy property, it's not just a safe legal place that you can paint it however you want. It's also you are subject to the property taxes. You're subject to the sewer taxes. You're subject to the surcharges from the electrical company. So you are basically screwed because where are you going to go now? You got no leverage. Now, I was talking to a friend today. He's a good friend. He's a good man. I appreciate him in my life. He just got through a divorce and he's getting ready to go into another relationship, not marriage, but another relationship. And even though like I'm against relationships, I said, brother, if that makes you happy, I'm happy for you. I said, and the other thing that I'm encouraged about is like, he's not going to have any more kids. I said, if you don't have kids with her and you get in a relationship, you got leverage because you can leave at any time you want. You're not obligated. But she's like pressing him to have kids. And I said, brother, I said, just know that as soon as you have kids, you got no leverage. And which leverage? Leverage is negotiation skills. It's a power struggle. Every relationship is a power struggle. Never forget it. And people basically will either use their power to oppress you or to hang it over your head. And what I can tell you is, guys, I don't want to play that game. I don't want to control anyone. I don't want to exert my power over them. But I'm telling you right now that once you have children, you got no leverage. And stay single, my opinion. Jay Bird's laughing good. Lila, my friend, doing much better. That's good. He's got a health problem. This week, Walter Roseman, still off previous cancer, has on days off. He's doing better. Well, Lila, love and prayer emoji to you and your friend pulling for his health. Tony, what's up, brother? Glad I caught you live. Shout out to you, man. Hope your new car is going good. Shout out to Maryland. What was the temperature today? In Maryland, brother. Saxophone emoji to you. Cameron, what's up, brother? Shout out to Kansas, man. He says throw them all away. Love to you, Cameron. Good to see you, man. Diana gave me a heart. Thank you, Diana, for your love. I appreciate that. Cameron, is Elizabeth Warren a MILF Sam? Nah, man. It's a gilf gone bad. There used to be a like before there was like free porn on the internet. There was a VCR cassette that used to come out every year called Girls Gone Wild. They go on spring break and they do videos. Elizabeth Warren is a gilf gone wild. And what I could tell you is, look, we're in this country, like there's no, I don't want to say middle ground person because you almost have to be a little bit extreme to get stuff done. If you're very balanced, you don't get anything done. But I don't know, man. I'm not a big Elizabeth Warren fan. So what I could tell you is she's a gilf gone wild. I don't know who I would vote for if it was her or Trump. That'd be a tough call, man. But I will vote. I don't know how, but I'm not one of these people that's not going to vote. I vote, so I will vote. Lila, this time I'm going to win biggest money. Well, I want you to win big money. And when you win big money and you're single, you can put it right in your pocket. When you win big money and you're in a relationship, you have to decide. Now, are you going to go on a vacation? Are you going to pay off their college loans? Are you going to have a kid? Guys, when you're single, you do whatever you want with your money. And that's what I like. Ryan B., property taxes are a killer. They are. Now, rent always goes up. Why does rent go up? Rent goes up because your landlord pays the property taxes. So when your landlord's property taxes go up, he carries that cost over to you. So it is true that, look, you can't get away from the rat race. The value of renting versus owning is you have flexibility. You're not in a long-term commitment. Now, if you have a stable job and if you are living in an area that you know you want to live, then it may make sense to buy property if you buy it at the right price point below your means and if you plan to stay there. However, you only make money off property when you sell it, okay? Because if you buy something today for $100,000 and in 10 years it's worth $200,000, you don't make money until you sell the property. And then if you sell that property and you make $100,000 and after you consider property taxes, maintenance, and everything else you paid, it's not $100,000 clear, but let's just say it was, where are you going to buy property then? Because if your house appreciated, that means every other house pretty much in the economy appreciated. So now you made money. The only way you really get ahead is if you cash out and you downsize to a cheaper area or you live as a nomad. That's it. There's really no magical formula. So you kind of have to decide what works best for you. Cameron, do you think Trump's getting impeached? I don't know. It won't matter. Just like Bill Clinton got impeached. Bill Clinton got impeached not because of anything he did as the president. He got impeached because he had sexual relationships with one of his interns, okay? It had nothing to do with using his power as the president to manipulate foreign entities. If Trump gets impeached, it's because he withheld money from the Ukraine for their national defense until basically they would investigate Biden. So it was an abuse of power. You can say both him and Bill Clinton maybe abused power. But all the conservatives now, they're saying this is bullshit. And I'm not going to say I'm totally disagree with them, but they didn't say it was bullshit when they impeached Clinton. And the stock market had tripled under Clinton. It was peaceful times. It was great times. So it's just another political shitstorm. The bottom line is, look, I don't put too much energy into it. Why? Because I've got my own life that I'm working on. And whether Trump gets reelected or he doesn't, I still have to work on my life. I vote, I speak my mind, but I don't get so consumed with politics that I don't live my life. And I try to live a positive, productive life. And I have, whether it was under Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Trump, I pretty much, just do me. So that's how I feel. All right, guys, we read all the live comments. I do feel like staying longer, but the energy is gone. As far as the momentum is gone. So you never stretch something out because it makes no sense, and then it just starts down a negative road. Then you start to talk about gossip and BS, and nothing positive happens. Isaac, he goes, I'm 20, born and raised in northern Alabama. Getting out of here soon. Well, congratulations. I didn't want to be disrespectful, but I think the only thing worse than Jersey and Tennessee is Alabama, man. Just wanted to say thanks. I love you, brother. Sharing your wisdom, Isaac. God bless you. No disrespect to Alabama or you, but I think you understand, man. Yeah, go to a place where there's plentiful resources and there's a better quality of life. They're out there, but you have to go and seek it. So God bless you, Isaac. All right, guys. Peace and love. Stay positive. Click that thumbs up button. Gerald, thank you again. Thank you for everyone who left a comment. Stay positive and God bless.